pampered and loved. I am Lori Mueller. I'm the program manager here at Foothill Ranch for the Lifestyle Program, and I am here today to talk about organic versus non-organic foods. So the difference between organic and in the non-organic, which is also called the conventional food, has to do with how the food is produced. So for example, foods like fruits, vegetables, milk, meat is produced without pesticides or without the chemicals. So it doesn't contain the synthetic pesticides, which is the human-made pesticides, the herbicides, and fertilizers. So that is what makes a food considered organic. Organic foods typically contain the same nutrients as the conventional foods. So there's really no difference in the amount of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and other nutrients. So they're exactly the same, organic versus non-organic. They just contain fewer pesticides, fewer multi-drug resistant bacteria, and no genetically modified organisms are in the food. So the USDA has a few guidelines in regards to what is considered organic and non-organic. So I'm going to kind of describe those in regards to the food labels that everybody sees in the grocery stores. That kind of helps you determine if you are buying conventional food or organic. So if a food label says 100% organic, that is describing that it's certified. It is certified organic. So fruits, vegetables, eggs, meat, or other single ingredient foods. And you will notice that because there is a label, a seal that says USDA approved. So that is with the description that says 100% organic. The next one simply says organic. And this description is used on certified organic fruits, veggies, eggs, meat. But it has multi-ingredients in them, and it is at least 95% of those ingredients are considered organic. So it does also exclude salt and water, though, so keep that in mind. So 95% of the ingredients in that food is considered organic, and so it can be labeled not 100% organic, but just organic. And that is also labeled by the USDA on that specific food as well. So you will be able to see that pretty clearly. If it states made with organic, it is a multi-ingredient food product that has at least 70% certified organic ingredients. It may have like a made with organic ingredient label on there. A great example of that is breakfast cereal might be labeled made with organic oats. So with that said, it states that is 75% organic in regards to the product of the food, and it may not have a seal from the USDA. So basically the two that I mentioned first, the 100% organic and then just organic, will have that USDA approved label on them. The organic ingredients, if it says that on the food, it is less than 70% of a multi-ingredient product, and it may not be labeled organic. So that definitely wouldn't have the USDA seal on it. And the ingredient list will show which ingredients do have that organic property. So it will list them individual. So you'll be able to see that clearly as well. Do organic and natural mean the same thing? That's a great question. No, organic and natural are not interchangeable. So the word natural on food labels means that there's no color, there's no flavors, and there's no artificial preservatives in them. If it does not refer to the methods and the materials used to produce the food ingredients. So it has nothing to do with how the farming was done and what pesticides or what chemicals were used in regards to the food. It solely has to do with the natural preservatives in the food. So the colors, the flavors, like I listed. Is organic food safer and more nutritious? There is a lot of evidence that shows some potential health benefits of eating organic foods when compared to conventionally grown foods, but the studies have shown differences in regards to not too much has been able to be concluded, so to show the overall benefits, but they just are listing that there are benefits to eating organically. They just haven't been able to kind of have a wide range of the reasons why, but they are definitely compared. The potential benefits, I can definitely list you some of those in regards to eating organically, and that one of the first one is nutrients. Studies have shown small to moderate increase in some nutrients in organic produce. The second one is the omega-3 fatty acids. That are, so it says the feeding requirements for the organic livestock, for the farming, results in higher omega-3 fatty acids because of what those animals are eating. So it has to kind of do with the fat that is more healthy in their diets, in return makes it more healthy for our diets as well. So it basically has to do with the feeding of the animals that are used for the organic food. So toxic metals, cadmium is a toxic chemical that is found in soils and it absorbs in our plants. And studies have shown lower levels of this cadmium is in organic grains in comparison to the conventional grains. So that is definitely noticeable. The pesticide residue, organically grown produce has lower detectable levels of pesticide residue, but it still is not very clear because of the safety regulations for the maximum levels of residue allowed on non-organic produce. So since we don't have those levels to us very clearly, then it's hard to say if the pesticide residue in organic food is any different. The last thing is bacteria. So meats produced conventionally may have a higher occurrence of bacteria resistance to antibiotic treatment, but the overall risk of bacteria contamination in organic food and conventional food is similar. So basically saying that all meats, depending on if it's organic or non-organic, still carries the same bacteria. So what is the downside of buying organic? There really isn't much, except for the fact that it is pricey. So it is a common concern in regards to cost. The higher cost is due to more expensive farming practices that are used to produce the organic food by the farmers. That's pretty much the only downfall that I know of, and also researched a little bit. So definitely just the price of the food. So in regards to food safety, whether it's you're going totally organic, or if you're opting to mix organic and non-organic or conventional and organic, there's a couple things that I want you to be able to keep in mind. The first one is to always select a variety of foods. So the sources that you get them from, you want to mix that up so that you're mixing up the nutrients that you're getting, and you're reducing the likelihood of putting yourself in a situation to you keep receiving the same single pesticide over and over again because you're buying the same variety of foods. So keep that in mind, the sources that you get, kind of divide it up. The second one is to buy fruits and vegetables in season when possible. I know that can be tough because a lot of the times it is. I know I have a difficulty time going, oh, is cantaloupe in season or apples, so it's always good to ask your produce person at your local grocery store because they definitely will know, and they'll give you the tricks on how to pick the right food for the best season. To read labels, food labels carefully. Just because a product says it's organic or contains organic ingredients doesn't necessarily mean that that's the healthier alternative. Organic foods can also contain high in fat, high in sugar, high in extra calories, and also in sodium. So definitely keep that in mind when you are shopping in regards to going organic or non-organic. That just because it says organic on the food label doesn't necessarily mean that the nutrients that you're trying to get or stay away from is not in that food, especially when it comes to the high fat and high sodium and sugars. So keep that in mind. And the last thing is to always, as you probably everybody knows, to wash, and especially now during COVID, is to always wash and scrub your fruits and vegetables under a good stream of water. It doesn't necessarily have to be hot or cold, but it is the way to remove the dirt and the bacteria and the traces of any chemicals from the surface of the food that you are going to eat. So keep that in mind too. So in regards to the question between organic and non-organic, everybody has their preferences. A lot of people, financially, it is tough. I know with myself, I have young children, so it is tough to keep that organic in the diet, simply because we're so busy and it does get pricey. But besides that, if you're just mindful of how you're reading the food labels and making smart choices when it comes to the types of fruits and vegetables that you are choosing, and definitely keeping a variety out there, I think that's definitely the most important part of it too. Rebecca will be here tomorrow, which is Tuesday, to do some fitness classes. And then myself or Mona will be here on Wednesday to discuss menopause and diet. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your work day and the beginning of your week. And we will see you soon here at Foothill Ranch. Have a great day, guys.